So there's one from a distance, and there are many impressive distance ones.
Yeah, you've got some in other states.
The longest one I've seen is 1,250 miles away.
What happened?
Well, the person went for surgery, and while they were in the middle of surgery, they had a cardiac arrest, the bad kind, and they were out for 30 minutes. Now, 30 minutes is a long time. Well, when he and his wife, reported in the same book by Jan Holden, he and his wife went up to Milwaukee, I think, to have this surgery, but they had somebody house sitting for them in Florida. And he just all of a sudden, when he was up there trying to kill the time, he looked in on his house in Florida and noticed several things the guy was doing. And the guy was taking mail and piling it on the dining room table. Not a big deal. But he saw a magazine that was not your normal American-looking magazine. He took note of it. When he got out of the hospital, he asked the fellow, "What were you doing on this first night?" "Well, I was doing this." He goes, "Anything like this?" And he did this little tiny drawing. And it was very close to what was going on. He made a drawing before the guy told him what he was doing.
Yeah.
And that magazine, it looked so different because it was not an American magazine. It came from Western Europe, and it was still sitting there at the dining room table when he got back home. It was 1,250 miles away during a cardiac arrest, which means it's one of the most highly evidential ones. Now, here's one that's a little out, but it's a little closer, and it's a cute one, told in the same book by Jan Holden. By the way, in that book, 109 cases. In order to be included in that book, anything the NDE reports has to be verified by a third party, or you don't get into the book. Mm-hmm. So, pretty good source there. This woman was going in to be operated on, and her two grandmothers and her father were present. I don't know how many others, but those three for sure. And after they took her for surgery, they went down to the hospital cafeteria. Her dad was a smoker. Her one grandmother used to be a smoker. And the third one was known around the family. "I wouldn't touch those cancer sticks. I've never smoked one in my life, and I'm sure not going to start now." Always complaining. Don't mention cigarettes around her. You know, it's going to be horrible. So she's there, and she all of a sudden zips down to where they're eating, and I guess they're pretty nervous, pretty serious surgery, and Dad pushes away from the table and says, "I'm going to go outside and get a smoke." The grandmother who used to smoke said, "I'm going with you. Can I have one of your cigarettes?" And the third one, who said, "I won't touch those cancer sticks," said, "I think I need a cigarette too." And they went outside, and the young lady watched all three of them smoke, and later she said, "Were you smoking?" "Yes, dear, I was smoking." Now, some of them are just kind of funny like that. Mm-hmm. And but she was out, so that's at a distance.